Question 443. What is the biggest lie you were told as a child?
There's a God.
Come on, you're talking to a bunch of atheists here. You know,
Yeah, there's a God.
The problem is you can't have that one.
Why not?
Because it wasn't told to you as a lie.
Jesus weighed 5 kilograms.
5 kilograms?
I can't remember the number, and I don't know how much humans
65.
normally
It's 65.
A bag of kilogram is a bag of kilogram. A bag of sugar is a kilogram.
Bag of kilograms?
So 5 bags of sugar is 5 kilograms.
Are these kilogram bags?
They are.
Oh, that's how it works.
Nerdy says the biggest lie, it'll be okay.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah. That's generally that's
Okay.
generally a pretty big one.
I've got one.
Go on.
All you have to do is just go to school, go to college, go to university, do all the stuff, study, do the things, and everything will just come together. No, it fucking doesn't.
Intellectual iconoclasm says that my parents loved my brother and I equally.
Oh,
Oh, ouch.
Joan says that Jesus loves me. Again, I don't know if you can really have that because I don't think I think they believe it. I don't think they think they're lying.
Okay, for me, my father is an atheist, but he pushed the whole "there is a God" agenda.
Oh, then
because she was Catholic. So
then there's a lie.
It works.
Yeah, you can have that. Yeah. Trainbeck says Santa is coming. That's a lie. Yep.
Yeah, that's I mean, actually, Santa Claus would be a big one. That is technically a lie. Tooth Fairy, anything like that.
Yes, Tooth Fairy. But the problem is, her question is the impact it had upon you. To be biggest. I mean, Santa's pretty big, but it's very reinforced by other people. I don't understand Godless Granny's point.
But it's still a deliberate lie, though.
Yes, very much so. Biggest lie I heard, it's what's on the inside that counts.
Oh.
It's one of those things it was Badgers asked me anything, am I the arsehole this morning?
Oh dear.
About the parent that deleted their kid's Minecraft that he'd been working on for a year.
Oh, why? That's horrible.
And it's one of those things that gets me. It's how we live. We are constantly told as a kid, it's the thought that counts. And constantly as an adult,
one.
just wait. And constantly as an adult, we demonstrate that it's not. Over and over again, we demonstrate that the effort was meaningless, and it's the end results that matter. And as much as you don't want to think that, when it comes down to it, it depressingly does matter far too often.
I mean, a lot of. Let's be honest. Most of the lies you told as a kid are lies that give you false hope. You know?
I wonder if that's why we have so much depression in adulthood.
Maybe, but then sometimes it's the other way when they try to sort of reverse psychology on you or something and tell you that you're an idiot or whatever when you're not. And because after a while you start believing it. I still have sort of issues with like confidence over things like that, because even though I know it's kind of objectively like wrong, it's very deep rooted, and a lot of things I was told to put me down as a kid. I still sort of sometimes still believe, even though I know objectively this is wrong. I'm not done these things, but it's deep rooted.
They stick, and they stick in a depressing way. I've talked about it a few times. The things that I have completely rationalised now, that I totally believe the opposite to what I was told when I was young. But I cannot stop my emotional response, as it was basically programmed into me as a kid.
Yeah.
It's very weird. Jen, sorry.
That's okay.
You were saying something.
Okay, no, that's all right. You guys are talking. I was very, very close to my grandmother. and I was my parents were at church, and I was home with her, and I went out to see her in her room because she lived with us, and she wasn't feeling very well, and she said she wasn't, and I could see that she wasn't well. So I, as a 9-year-old, went and phoned an ambulance for her, and they came and got her and took her up to the hospital. And I continuously, for the next 4 or 5 days, asked my mum if I could go and visit her in hospital, and I was told children were not allowed to. And then she died, and I was told children were not allowed to go to the funerals. Because my mum couldn't deal with letting me know as a 9-year-old that my grandmother was dead and making me go through the funeral, which I really wanted to go to, because I did understand this about people dying and stuff, because my grandfather had died a few years before, so I already knew that, but she wouldn't. And that was 2 outright lies to me about this that haunted me up until my mother finally confessed to me, even though I knew she'd lied about it, when I was an adult. So.
Yes, we're really screwed around death at the moment, and I think it is both a moving towards a secular society and moving out of a farming society. We aren't surrounded by the death of animals anymore, so we don't deal with it on that basis, and we're moved away from the religion that gave us the complete false hope that it didn't really matter. I mean, I find the way religion deals with death really weird anyway. If they're actually genuinely believe they're going somewhere better.
I don't think religion does teach people how to deal with death at all. I think
no. I think if my mum had been more secular, she actually would have been all positive about me going and seeing my grandmother and going to the funeral, because funeral's about saying goodbye to people.
Well, honestly, I think religion kind of does the opposite of getting you to deal with death, because it puts it off. It says, oh, there's a next life or whatever the fuck. And that is not dealing with it. That is hoping for the best in the future.
Yeah.
Well, this one's
most of them either have a lot of belief in whether there's a reincarnation or an afterlife, I mean, I've got to be honest, when I was a polytheist, I was actually kind of looking forward to Valhalla. That's where you really want to end up, but...
It's that far more exciting than heaven.
Let's just say it's much better than the Christian heaven, but I mean that isn't necessarily the only afterlife in sort of Norse thing, but that's a whole different topic for another day, I think.
You were going to go out to warrior.
Is the afterlife, isn't it? And that's actually your real life. Isn't that sort of that way around in the Norse? This is like an afterlife or a dream life, and that's the real life when you get to Valhalla.
I'm not quite sure exactly. I think people have different interpretations on that, but that wasn't the way I understood it. But there were other sort of reigns and other places other than Valhalla, but that's the one that's the one which was drinking, fighting, and then fucking all the time. So which sounds pretty damn good.
But only if you were a warrior, not if you were.
I like if I was getting near death, I'd be like, flipping sword to my hands, for when I die.
I like the Rick and Morty episode with the one that has to be the species that has to be killed by a warrior.
Yeah.
And he comes around and goes and asks Rick to kill him. Right.
Okay, I have a question. Wait, did everybody answer, Dave?
Yes.
Then I have a question myself. For those of us who are parents here, what's the biggest lie you've ever told your kid?
Just 3, and I didn't even like doing the Santa thing. That caused rows, so probably we'll go for Santa so far.
Yeah, I think Santa.
Dave?
I can't think of any big lies that you would. I think I can only think of good things.
Okay.
We didn't tell her that her real dad was a cunt.
It took me a really long time to tell that to my kids. So.
That's the only thing I can think of that in any significant way we lied to her.
Yeah,
2
my
seconds.
mother never really lied to me.
Just 2 seconds. Am I right? Yeah. Basically, everything else, anything that was big, we didn't keep from her. We talked to her. We told her anything. And she asks the weirdest questions.
Yeah.
Go on.
This question's actually got quite depressing now, hasn't it?
It has.
Yeah, it is.
I think mine would be
Thankfully, I don't have to ask, man.
I guess.
Mm.
I don't know if I've ever actually verbalized that, but I tried to make it clear to him that I was, but whatever. It's been him and I most of his life, so trying to be adult here.
Thankfully, I don't have to answer your question, Amanda, because I don't have children, so...
I know, honey. Sorry.
Jen?
All right.
Yeah, it'd be Santa Claus for me. Because I tend not to lie to my kids. It's not... Yeah. I don't like lying to them. I'd rather be honest with them.
See, we told her. We told her that it was a story that some parents told their kids, and we can get invested in it and we can have fun with it. But she knew it wasn't real. And she had fun with it, and it worked just as well.
Yeah.
I mean, we certainly told the kids the God lie thing because I was a Christian, but to me it wasn't a lie at the time. So.
No, which is... Big Zebra says, I told an enormous whopper to 3 kids. Their father dropped 3 goodbye letters in the mailbox. Letters that hinted at his upcoming suicide. The kids wanted to know why the police dropped by to take the report. I told the kids it was just the neighbourhood watch. And they were here to keep an eye on the neighbourhood. I was believed. That would be probably exactly what I would do in that scenario.
Yeah,
There's a
different, there is such a thing as white lies, or
yes.
You try,
The problem is, it's not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not even saying I didn't lie to my daughter.
Mm.
I may very well. I can think of vague times where I would have lied in the moment. I can think of several where I have lied in the moment because we needed to deal with a scenario like that, and I have then gone back to her later and said what really happened was this, and this, but we needed to deal with it at the time. I don't know. I mean, the problem I've got, I suppose, is the longer I went on, the less I was able to lie anyway, because the less I was able to remember it. It's very hard to keep a lie going when you can't remember the lie.
Always say that to be a good liar, you must have a good memory.
Say again?
Big Zebra, what kind of person does that to their kids?
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
He was yanking everyone's chain. Fucking hell.
Yeah, fuck him.
Right, yeah.
God. Oh, what? How could you do that to your kids?
Yes.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Incredibly fucked up.
That's not. That's I mean. I don't mind a good prank now and again. That's just you don't fucking. That's not funny.
No.
No.
Can we have a happy question, Dave?
Yeah, Dave, go back to Star Wars. At least that was semi-happy.
If you enjoyed that, please hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down. If you think you've got a better answer or just want to tell us how wrong we are, leave a comment down below. Subscribe down here for new questions every day and make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss out on our live shows. If you click over here, you'll see our latest upload. Over here, for what YouTube thinks you'll love the most. And finally, for a complete playlist of all our currently released questions, click here.